In spite of the endeavors of antiperspirant advertisements wherever to persuade us in any case, individuals don't normally resemble lilies and knolls. We all perspiration, and we as a whole smell to differing degrees because of our sweat. Ain't nothing incorrectly or unusual about it. However, unordinary personal stench from sweat can be an indication of different fundamental real conditions, decisions, and life stages, not only a marker that you have to proceed to scrub down. Some of them are very genuine, as well, with the goal that smell that is irritating your flatmate could be a reason for veritable concern. In different cases, it's the consequence of specific substances rising up out of the pores and starting a scene on their own terms, yet that will in general be related with either diet or certain ailments. No, it is anything but a discipline from any divinity for not doing the dishes that one time, and it doesn't appear suddenly. Be that as it may, it can show certain things on the off chance that you realize how to peruse it appropriately. Here are 7 things that your body odor could be trying to tell you. 1. You're under stress. The Mayo Clinic has a decent clarification for why stress does really make us sweat with a particular goal in mind that can build personal stench. Notably, we really have 2 distinct sorts of sweat organs, the eccrine and the apocrine. Eccrine organs discharge the perspiration we use to chill off, which is for the most part water. Apocrine perspiration, then again, is discharged when we're pushed or vexed, and is exceptionally helpful for microorganisms arranging a perspiration-based pool party. So in case you're ending up smelling peculiar after since a long time ago, anguished gatherings, you're not laughing out loud, your body's responding to the elevated feelings of anxiety. 2. You're eating certain foods and drinking booze. The Berkeley Wellness Center has a rundown of nourishments that might be adding to stench, from sulfurous nourishments like broccoli to red meat and liquor, the celebrated alcohol sweat during and after effect. The cruciferous veggies of the broccoli family, which likewise incorporate cauliflower and cabbage, make sulfur develop that is then discharged from the body in sweat structure. However, researchers suggest that you can really lessen the smell-delayed consequences by cooking them in water with salt. 3. You may have diabetes, or liver or kidney problems. Some metabolic issue, similar to diabetes, can unquestionably influence how an individual scents. For instance, individuals with diabetes experience difficulty separating glucose in the body, so you may see that diabetic's breath frequently smells sweet due to a development of glucose. These are totally classed in a similar classification since they all spot new substances into your perspiration as a result of a disappointment in the body's ordinary procedures. Kidney disappointment places urea into your perspiration discharges, diabetes places in CH3, 2CO, yes, the stuff in nail clean remover, and liver disappointment implies an uptick in methylmercaptan. These things smell faintly unique, which implies they can be utilized as analytic instruments, and, as you can figure, they're all clinical issues, so on the off chance that you distinguish any of those scents, it's critical to converse with your primary care physician ASAP. 4. You might have a metabolic disorder. A recent report found that up to 33% of individuals with unexplained stench may have an uncommon hereditary issue that tinkers with your digestion, and is known as trimethylaminuria, or, charmingly enough, the fishy-smelling disorder. The fundamental issue for individuals with this condition is that they come up short on the catalyst that separates a compound called trimethyamine, thus it develops and comes out through the pores. The smell? You got it, fishy. 5. You could have a thyroid problem. One of the shocking things that remains constant about personal stench is that in case you're inclined to perspiring more, you're likewise liable to smell more. It's simply the idea of the monster. Furthermore, one specific thyroid issue, Graves' ailment, is related with over-the-top perspiring. Graves' illness is essentially an instance of an overactive thyroid, where the thyroid responds to an insusceptible framework breakdown by going into overdrive. Thyroids are liable for controlling the digestion, so one going the speed of a race vehicle can add to shakes, quick heartbeat, poor rest, and, that's right, basins of sweat. Thyroid-related perspiring frequently will in general occur around evening time, which, unexpectedly, is additionally connected with genuine diseases, found most normally in the heart valves or bones. 6. You're on medications that cause sweating. The condition of more perspiration making more smell is, sadly, entirely idiot-proof, and the perspiration can likewise be brought about by prescription symptoms. Some pain-relieving torment prescriptions, SSRI antidepressants, hormonal meds, and heart-based medications have inordinate perspiring as a feature of their known inventory of reactions, so you must be set up for a touch of personal stench increment in case you're on a course of any of those drugs. 7. You're in the midst of a hormonal fluctuation. Hormonal movements are a major reason for perspiring increments, from perimenopause, the period directly before menopause, to the early high schooler years. Ladies encountering hormonal variances can absolutely encounter changes in their stench. At the point when estrogen levels drop during menopause, for instance, the body regularly botches this as a sign that it's overheating. This hormonal change at that point prompts overabundance perspiring, which can add to personal stench. Other regular side effects of hormone change, as hot flashes and night sweats, can likewise add to over-the-top perspiring and increment stench. Individuals who are pregnant much of the time report rushes of dampness in light of the huge hormonal change of origination and conveying a hatchling, so in case you're anytime in your life where hormones are wild, or you're on meds with hormonal reactions, you may have discovered your offender. More often than not, personal stench is only a troublesome and unsavory piece of life. Now and again, however, steady or abrupt stench can show a ceaseless issue, similar to a metabolic condition or a progressively genuine disease like yellow fever and typhoid fever, which can have particular fragrances. On the off chance that your personal stench has out of nowhere changed and there's no unmistakable motivation behind why, you should plan a medical checkup. It could be an indication of something increasingly genuine.